I'm not rotating you.
He was the number 10 scorer in the Big 12 last year. He started off his career at Illinois, wanted to DePaul, and goes to Iowa State. He's just a defense away from getting big minutes here because he can really stretch the floor. He's such a good shooter, 80% free throw shooter. He scored 14.
Y'all tell me if I need to rotate, because it's saying to rotate, but to me this looks right. Am I good? Or do I need to rotate? I know the comments are going to be sideways, but I'm okay with that. Give me some feedback. Do I need to rotate or am I straight? Dad, gummit. Alright, hold on. See, it won't do that for me. I don't know why. But this will work. Sorry. We got, what, about 10 minutes before the new playoff rankings come out. Live reaction as they come out. If y'all were here for the first one, y'all saw that I was not... Freaking remote won't hurt. Hold on. Yeah, if y'all missed last week's live show on the playoff rankings, you need to go back and watch it. I was very unhappy with it. I'll try to, now that I know what to expect, I'll try to keep that a little more quiet. Next live call-in show will be on Saturday. I'm having my new mic by Thursday, so we'll be good to go for live call-in. If I tried it this way, it would be extremely awkward and weird because I don't have my mic. I'm having to speak louder. I forget I don't have my mic, so I have to speak louder. Anyways, quick reminder about my Super Chat contest. I am having a drawing a week from tomorrow, November 17th. Winner gets a full-size helmet of the team of your choice, plus a prize worth up to $50 from tristatewoodscash.com. So every $5 you spend on a Super Chat or PayPal gets you one entry. So far, we have Anthony Zappin. He has one entry. Luis Papp. He dished it out, $100. So he has 20 entries. Ray Finkel's 4 entries. Andre King, 1 entry. Vandy Dandy, 1 entry. Paul Riggs with 10 entries. Sea-Dog, 2 entries. Huffer Billy Paul with 8 entries. John Park with 5 entries. True Seminole, 4 entries. Adam Job, 3 entries. Rhino also shelled out 100, so he has 20 entries. Boxcar Pornstar, I am not making that screen name up. That's a real screen name. Boxcar Pornstar with 2 entries. Raj, 10 entries, and John Howell with 1 entry. So I will have a drawing a week from tomorrow and see who wins that daggum helmet. And the biggest thing that I'm curious about is what helmet am I going to be buying? Is it going to be easy to find, or am I going to have to do some digging? Like, let's say Sea-Dog wins. A Georgia Tech helmet. That might be a little more difficult to find than, say, like an Alabama or Georgia helmet. So, very curious to see who wins that. No. The full-size helmet, The full-size helmets that I'm looking at are around $300. Yes, $300. And I'm given the option of, there's some chrome type helmets out there as well. That's within the prize value. So we'll figure it out. I'm trying to get the exact helmet that whoever wins wants. But as far as it's worth, it's going to be worth about $300. Not $125. That's not true. Unless that's like a really cheap brand that I don't know about. I'm waiting on the end of this Kansas, Michigan. Can y'all believe it? Basketball season is here? That's crazy. So we're waiting on the end of Kansas and Michigan State. Kansas is up 71-59. I really don't care about that right now. As college football season comes to a close, I'll start caring about college basketball more. I'll really start covering it probably January into February. Definitely March. Last year I had a live bracket release live show whenever the brackets came out. That was one of my biggest shows of the year, so that was pretty fun as well. So we'll get to it, but right now college football is still center stage, for me at least. I know if you're a Kansas fan, then you're definitely interested in this, because that's when y'all season really start, basketball season. So what's everybody up to this evening? John Hopkins. Yeah, that would make me work for it. Are you sure that's what you would want to spend your entry on, So, I mean, if you want Johns Hopkins, I'll see what I can do. Or, like a Furman helmet, or a Campbell helmet maybe. Something like that. The Campbell Camels. I still can't believe that. That's nuts. You like my new sunglasses? I actually bought these today. They're my favorite. Like they don't slide at all. Those other sunglasses I was always pushing. Don't like it. This one, perfect. Love it. Yeah, I like them. 7 minutes. So hopefully the last, 6 and change go by really fast. Anyways, how was y'all's week going so far? Mine's pretty good. Can't complain. Dang, I need to lower this. There we go. Oh, now I'm sideways. Still sideways? A little bit. Dadgummit. Yeah, I know. I should have had my settings done before, but I had my part-time job again. You know how that goes. It's still leaning back. Hold on, guys. I might just rotate it to where it's leaning down. Give me 1 second. Let's see. Is that any better? That's a little bit better, right? Maybe. That'll work. There we go. Alright, still waiting on this basketball game though. It's kind of annoying. That's what I tried at the beginning, landscape shot. For whatever reason, that will not freaking work for me. I don't know why. It makes no sense. It's annoying. That's still too high. Hold on. There we go. That's better. Still leaning cockeyed though. Hold on. There we go. We will get it. We will get it. It's still, yeah, that'll work. That'll work. They just need to wind the clock on this one. This game's over. Kansas up by 14, 5 minutes left, and we are waiting on the rankings. My question is, so Michigan State lost, right? One of two things is going to happen. One of two things are going to happen, okay? Michigan State will drop. I think they'll drop to at least 6. That's my theory. They're going to drop to at least 6. So, or 7 maybe. If they drop to 6 or 7, will they just bump everybody up a spot, or will they bump everybody up except for Cincinnati and then have like Oklahoma or Michigan jump Cincinnati? I think it's going to be the latter. Yeah, Michigan State's definitely staying in the top 10. I'm just wondering, I know Oklahoma was on a bye week, but, I mean, they're still undefeated, so I don't know. Yeah, easy way to support the channel. Hit that thumbs up. It's free, easy, very quick. Basically, it just helps hit the YouTube algorithm to get this thing suggested more and get more folks in here, basically. That's what it's all about. Or you can hit the thumbs down. That helps too. Thumbs up, thumbs down, whichever one you want to do. Just waiting on this stinking basketball game to be over. I'm not trying to trash talk basketball. I do like it, but whenever football season's still ongoing, that to me that takes precedence above college basketball. Better win, Cincinnati or Michigan State? And that's pretty close. Michigan State a home win against a top 10 Michigan. Cincinnati with a road win against a top 10 Notre Dame. And Michigan State has a loss. So there's that. And Cincinnati might be overrated. You might be right, but I mean they're still undefeated, and they do have one of the best wins out of any top 10 team. The only team that has a better actual win than Cincinnati would be Oregon with that road win against Ohio State. Michigan State's win over Michigan. Michigan was ranked higher, but that was a home game. I don't know. And really, I mean, it's really Georgia and everybody else. Who really has a shot to beat Georgia? Not really anybody. So, it's not saying, Cincinnati has a shot to beat Georgia. I don't see anybody that really does. Maybe the teams that can give them the biggest scare, Ohio State maybe, Michigan maybe. Michigan does have a good defense. And I do think Michigan was one bad call away from winning the Michigan State game. If y'all go back, or if you remember that game, they called, it was either an interception or a fumble, not an interception or fumble, whatever it was. And it definitely was. And Michigan scored on that play. I believe it was a fumble, and Michigan recovered in the end zone, and the refs reviewed it and overturned it. That was a bad call by the refs. And if they would have let that stand, I think Michigan would have went up by either 2 touchdowns or 17 points. That was a big deal. And I think that Michigan scored off that drive too. So don't let that loss to Michigan State fool you. I think Michigan is very capable of beating Ohio State this year. I really do. Ohio State's not a juggernaut this year. They're really good, but I don't think they're a juggernaut. And Michigan looks pretty good. They look really good. I will give them that. I say West Virginia wins 2 out of the last 3 to get to 6-6 and get the bowl eligibility. And then next year, with the talent coming in, we should have an 8 or 9 win season. If next year we don't have an 8 or 9 win season, then West Virginia might need to start thinking about moving on from Neil Brown. But that's the year to look out for, is next year. We have a lot of talent coming in, a lot. One of our best recruiting classes of all time. So we'll see how that happens. Oh, I meant to ask y'all this. What time? I'm doing my my drawing for the winner of the full-size helmet on Wednesday. What time do y'all think would be best on that? Later at like 8 or earlier? So I want as many people that have actually super chatted and have their entries in to be here to see if they won or not. So we'll see. I just want to know what works best for y'all. So I want as many people that's actually in the actual contest to be able to be here to see if they won or not. But the helmet that's going to be won is worth around $300. I'll even take a screenshot and show you guys on one of my videos or something. Hold on. I might be able to do it real quick, actually. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. All right. Ooh, there are some cheap ones out there. You are right about that. But this is the one. This is the one. That one right there, the 329, something like that. There are some cheap ones out there, but I wouldn't buy those. That's That wouldn't be right. What is the difference? There has to be some type of difference in them. I know, definitely more cheaply made, but whatever. Let's see. Yeah, it is hard to win at Penn State. I will give you that. It is. At the same time, though, I would say Michigan State might be a little bit better of a team than Penn State, and Michigan should have won that game at Michigan State. A bad reversal happened that really changed the game. I know you have to battle through that adversity. Good teams do that, but that was a big one. So I think Michigan does have a chance to go on the road and beat Penn State. And yes, I do think Purdue's going to be ranked. Number 1, they beat Michigan State. Number 2, the committee is going to want Ohio State to have another good win. So they're going to rank Purdue. That way Ohio State, because that's who Ohio State plays next. So they'll rank Purdue, and, Ohio State beats Purdue. There you go. Another great win over a ranked Purdue. So I'm 100% convinced they're going to rank Purdue. In fact, let's see. So here's how I think the rankings will go. Based on what I saw last week and how I think the committee will go forward. Because the way they've presented this and explained it is, this is not a week-to-week thing where if you lose, you go down, you win. No. Every week they say they take a fresh look at everybody's resume and rank them accordingly. So it's not the AP poll where, a win costs you so many spots and a loss costs you so many spots. Win bumps you up so many spots, loss costs you. it's like a redo every single week. They take a fresh look at everybody's resume and rank them accordingly. So here's how I think the committee will rank them. Now, whether they actually do this, I don't know. This is my opinion. So here we go. I think at number 25, they'll have Kentucky. Kentucky falls 7 spots, but they will keep them ranked. They're 6-3. They lost to Tennessee. 24, San Diego State. They won, but over Hawaii. So that win, good enough to stay ranked. That's it. 23, I think Utah gets ranked. They're 6-3. They went on the road and absolutely blasted Stanford 52-7. Who beat Oregon earlier in the season? Okay, so yes, I think Utah gets ranked. 22, I think that's where Pitt lands, up 3 spots. 7-2, went on the road, took care of business against Duke. Probably going to win the Coastal. 20, I think Mississippi State gets bumped out of the top 25 at a 5-4 record, and I think they put Arkansas in the top 25, and I'm going to say number 20. Arkansas now 6-3, a good home win against number 17, Mississippi State. Number 19, this is where I have Auburn falling 6 spots, 6-3. Bad loss on the road. When I say bad loss, I mean blowout loss. To number 14, Texas A&M 20-3. Number 18, Iowa, up 4 spots, only because they benefit from what's going on around them. They're 7-2. They beat Northwestern on the road 17-12. I personally don't think Iowa's a top 25 team, but they're 7-2, so, you know, it is what it is. Number 17, Wisconsin. They go up 4 spots, I believe. 6-3, big-time blowout against Rutgers on the road, 52-3. Number 16, that's where I have Baylor falling 4 spots. They're now 7-2. Tough loss on the road at TCU, 30-28. TCU had just fired Gary Patterson, and they still were able to beat Baylor. Number 15, I think NC State is rewarded, up 4 spots, 7-2. They beat Florida State on the road, 28-14. Did what they were supposed to do. Number 14, that's where I have BYU landing, 8-2. Whooped up on a cupcake team, Idaho State, 59-14. Probably give them a spot for that. Number 13, I think Ole Miss lands here, leapfrogs BYU. That's 3 spots. They're 7-2. Nice little home win against Liberty, 27-14. Number 12, this is where I have Wake Forest falling to. They're now 8-1. I have them falling 3 spots with the loss on the road to North Carolina, 58-55. That was a crazy game. They were up by 14 points. I thought they were going to win that game. Number 11, this is where I have Texas A&M jumping to. Now, the committee might decide to put them in the top 10. I don't know. I think they'll put Texas A&M at number 11. They're 7-2 with a good home win against number 13, Auburn, 20-3. Whooped them. Number 10, that's where I have Oklahoma State landing. I think the committee will put Oklahoma State as a top 10 team this week. The Cowboys are now 8-1. They went on the road, whooped the snot out of my Mountaineers, 24-3. Oklahoma State has a really good defense. Really good defense. Number 9, this is where I have Michigan State falling to. That's 6 spots. I know that seems a little steep, but hear me out. That puts them at 8-1. Convincing loss to Purdue on the road, 40-29. They still have a chance to work their way up, so relax, Michigan State fans. I still have them in the top 10. Number 8, Notre Dame. They still have a strong brand, a blowout win against Navy at home, 34-6. They're 8-1. Only loss was to Cincinnati. So I think Notre Dame will land at number 8. Number 7, I think Oklahoma does get bumped up 1 spot. They're still undefeated, 9-0. They run a bye week. Number 6, this is where I have Michigan. I think they get bumped up 1 spot. They're 8-1. Blowout win against Indiana at home, 29-7. Number 5, this is where I have Cincinnati. I think they'll bump them up 1 spot, or they'll keep them at 6 and leapfrog Michigan over Cincinnati. So that's an either or. So Cincinnati either 5 or 6, and Michigan either 5 or 6. Cincinnati's still undefeated, and they barely beat Tulsa 28-20. And it took a last-second fumble on the goal line for Tulsa for Cincinnati to win that game. Number 4, this is where I have Alabama falling to. All right, 2 spots still in the top 4. No problem. 8-1. They do get a win over LSU, but 20-14, they did not look good at all. At all. I don't know. And for Alabama, it took them a last-second defensive stand. If LSU would have made that Hail Mary and kicked the extra point, LSU wins. So I think Alabama falls 2 spots, but stays in the top 4. All right. Number 3, Ohio State up 2 spots. Nice little win on the road against Nebraska, 26-17, and Nebraska is king of 1 possession losses this year, and Ohio State beat them by 9, so that's a good win. Number 2, this is where I think Oregon lands. 8-1. They do have the best win out of any team in the top 10 right now, and they went on the road, took care of business of rival Washington, 26-16, even covered the spread nicely. And I think the committee will reward that and put Oregon at number 2. And then, of course, number 1, Georgia, undefeated 9-0, continues to dismantle their opponents, 43-6 against Missouri. So, y'all let me know what you think. Let me run through it real quick. 1, Georgia, 2, Oregon, 3, Ohio State, 4, Alabama, 5, Cincinnati, 6, Michigan, 7, Oklahoma, 8, Notre Dame, 9, Michigan State, 10, Oklahoma State, 11, Texas A&M, 12, Wake Forest, 13, Ole Miss, 14, BYU, 15, NC State, 16, Baylor, 17, Wisconsin, 18, Iowa, 19, Auburn, 20, Arkansas, 21, Purdue, 22, Pitt, 23, Utah, 24, San Diego State, and 25, Kentucky. How do y'all feel about that? And the 3 teams I think will fall out will be Mississippi State. They're now 5-4. They lost to Arkansas on the road. Minnesota, they were number 20. They're now 6-3. They lost to Illinois at home, 14-6. And also Fresno State. They fall to 7-3. They lost to a mediocre Boise State at home, 40-14. KP, this is going by what I've seen. These aren't my rankings. This is how I think the playoff committee. Last week they didn't even start UTSA in their top 25. I don't think they're going to put them in the top 25 this week. I would rank them. Yes, 100%. I would rank them. I just don't think the committee will. Let's see. Other side. UTSA went on the road and beat UTEP. To me, I don't think the committee is going to put them in. They should have put them in last week. I'll have them in my rankings, yes. I just don't think the playoff committee will have them ranked. Now, in the AP poll, UTSA is up to, what, 16, 15, 14, something like that? Yeah, I think they deserve to be ranked. I think they deserve to be ranked top 20, but I just know how the playoff committee is. So that wasn't my top 25. That was my prediction, how I think the committee will rank them. I don't necessarily agree with how the committee is going to rank them, but that's how, based on what I saw last week and based on what I've heard from the committee. All right, here we go. So, we will see. Pretty hyped up. At least I know what to expect this week. Yes, I am a vapor. For anybody new to the show, I do vape. Yeah, I was kind of confused this week because last week it was at 7 p.m. and so I was going to start the show at 6:45, but then I looked on ESPN. 9 o'clock. It's a good thing I looked at that because I was going to rearrange my work schedule. Yeah, Cristobal, he's a good coach, but sometimes the pressure, well, not sometimes, a lot of times, pressure gets to him. Ducks have a great defensive line, questionable at quarterback. Secondary is okay, but not elite. They do have issues, and I definitely think they're a top 5 team right now. I just don't know if they could challenge Georgia. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm not sure. Can't they run this playoff revealing without commercials? Like, get them all in before and after. I hate commercials. At least it has a commercial tracker at the bottom. 2 minutes and 2 minutes and 45 seconds left until the commercials are over. Yeah, basketball underway. We beat Oakland. I'll start getting into basketball here once the college football season starts winding down. It'll happen. Man. Now, part of me thinks that the committee is going to keep Alabama at number 2 just because they love Alabama that much. And part of me thinks that they'll drop them, but not out of the top 4. Because Alabama did show some weakness last week against LSU. They did. They didn't look good at all, especially on offense. So, and we all know the committee was paying attention to that. It's Alabama. They're going to pay attention to that. So, we'll see what happens. 100% Alabama stay in the top 4. That's for sure. Where at in the top 4? Are they going to keep it at 2, drop them to 3, drop them to 4? We'll see. I'm trying not to be surprised at anything. So what I'm going to do is I have the rankings that I think the committee will have, and we'll see how many right I get and how many wrong I get. So, see how close I can get on this. Because last week I was way off. Way off. Not even close. So hopefully I'll do a little bit better this week. They're definitely trying to get 2 SEC teams in. Of course. Yes. Absolutely. I mean, do I like it? No, but I get it. Money. It's about money. I understand. I get it. Plus, they want to push the agenda of expanding the playoffs for more money. So, you do something that you know people don't like. That's how you get change. That's how you're going to get the expansion done sooner rather than later and get this divide between 8 and 12 teams solved. That's what, because the conferences are divided. ACC, Pac-12, Big Ten, they want the 8 team. SEC, Big 12, and the group of 5s, they want the 12 teams. So they're trying to speed this up. Don't forget, if you want to be entered to win full-size helmet, that will be worth over $300. Live drawing next Wednesday night. Every $5 is an entry. And what did I do with that? I do have everybody's. I'm writing everybody's name down, so I'm keeping track on who donated and how much and how many entries you have, and we will draw live next week on my live show to see who wins that. Like I said before, very interested to see which helmet I'm going to be buying. Who wins? Yes, but what helmet? What helmet? Alright, they're in the build-up right now. We know what this is about. Top 25. Showing highlights. Yeah. Man, I did not realize how much I missed the rushing of the field until this year came back. How many fields have we seen rushed? Love it. Love it. And why is SEC officials against it? Every time an SEC team, their fans rush the field now, they get fined. That's stupid. Don't do that. Let them be happy. All right, guys. Here we go. How many are there? 13 members in the playoff committee, I believe. Really, the only team that lost in the top 5 would be Michigan State. 2 in the top 10 lost, and that's Wake Forest and Michigan State. Oh, they stayed in Madison Square Garden after the Kansas-Michigan State game. Okay. I can respect that. Well, Arkansas is in the rankings, but they're at 25. So I was 5 spots off. Utah is ranked, like I predicted. They're at 24. I had them at 23. They did rank UTSA. San Diego State goes up 2, and Pitt goes up 4. Okay. Nice. Okay. I respect the committee more this week. Already. Iowa up 2 spots. Purdue does get ranked. I had them at 21. They have them at 19. Wisconsin up to 18. Auburn down to 17. I had them at 19. NC State up to 16. I had them at 15. I'm close. Close. I'm guessing they're not going to rank Utah, though. Now we're heading to the top 15. Yeah, it could be NC State and Pitt for the ACC championship. Ole Miss up to 15. I had them up to 13, actually. BYU up to 14. Baylor down to 13. Wake Forest down to 12. Got it. Texas A&M 11th. Got it. So I nailed those 2 right on the money. And BYU. I nailed BYU too. Now we're heading into the top 10. Yeah, Oklahoma State top 10, yeah. Told you. I just had that feeling that they could put Texas A&M instead of Oklahoma State, but they did the right thing. They did the right thing. Oklahoma State, got it. Number 10, nailed it. I'm on a roll right now. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 out of the last 5 I got. How far does Michigan State fall? I had them at 9. Who's number 9? Oklahoma State has a really good defense. Notre Dame, number 9. Okay. So I guess Michigan State didn't fall as far as I thought they would. Every spot Notre Dame climbs is a spot that helps Cincinnati. So that's another spot that helps Cincinnati. All right. Oklahoma stays at number 8. So they actually fell once. No, they stayed the same. My bad. Stayed the same. Bye week, didn't play. I'm actually fine with that. That's saying, hey, if you get a bye week, you're not getting a free pass. I understand that. That's fine. And Oklahoma is going into their 3 toughest games of the year. Baylor, Iowa State, and Oklahoma State. This is where we'll see if Oklahoma is legit or not. These next 3 games. So up next, the top 7 revealed. Why the top 7? Whatever. I think they go. Hold on. Actual home and road, real quick. Oh, did he already give it away? He probably wasn't. He probably wasn't supposed to say Michigan State at number 7. Georgia at number 1, of course. They're not gonna. I don't know why they did top 7 altogether. They're what is it going to go to 8 by the end of the year? They're going to do the top 8 on the single graphic. I have a feeling. Alabama does stay at number 2. I don't agree with that. Oregon up to 3. That's fine. Yeah, Oklahoma at Baylor, Iowa State at Oklahoma State. That's a tough three game stretch. Ohio State up to 4. Doesn't surprise me, but I think Alabama should have fell to at least 3 or 4. I mean, they say they're going for the four best teams. Alabama did not look like the second best team. How can they look themselves in the mirror and say Alabama looks like the second? Cincinnati did get bumped up to 5, though. Okay. Wow. I don't know. I wish they would bug that room, and I want to hear what they're talking about. I'm okay with that, but what in the world is going on, guys? What metrics are you using? Are you using them I'm confused. I'm legitimately confused. So Michigan State is probably 6 because they have a head-to-head. I'm going to say Michigan State's at 6 because they have the head-to-head over Michigan. I'm completely lost now, guys. I'm lost. I don't disagree with Michigan at 6, but I don't. I don't know. They contradicted themselves. So they have Oregon above Ohio State because of the head-to-head, but they don't have Michigan State over Michigan because of the head-to-head. And there's Herb Street trying to explain it. I understand that Michigan State won that game, but Michigan fought and about came back and blah, blah. Ohio State did the same thing. Like, those 2 games were almost mirror images. Oregon and Ohio State was as good of a game and similar as Michigan State, Michigan. What perimeters are y'all using? I'm not, and I agree with Joey. I don't see a problem with it, but I just Joe Rogan, I got you, man. You are now added to the helmet drawing. He says, add me to the helmet drawing, the legendary GBD. I got you, man. $5 super chat, so you are in for the drawing. No problem, my friend. I need to settle on a time so y'all know when I'm gonna draw it. What works good for y'all? Later in the evening, like 8, 9, 7, 6. I can pretty much do any of that. Quality loss. So now we're talking about quality losses. I had. They're trying to explain it and they have no idea. I'm not against that, Lucas. Dropping Cincinnati. As far as the perimeters that they use, I don't know. So they're saying, even though Michigan State beat Michigan, they think that Michigan's the more complete team and the better team. That's why they rank them ahead of them. So different metrics for different. So why did you bump Cincinnati up? I mean, they didn't look good last week. Like, I just want to know how they're. I'm not understanding what goes into this now. I'm completely baffled. And I don't disagree with the rankings. I really don't. They contradict each other. Some of the things I disagree with, but mostly it looks okay. But they just the precedence that they're setting with these is exactly. They never say what metrics. They just say Michigan looks like a more complete team. Based on like what's. I'm not disagreeing with you, playoff committee. Based on what? What are you talking about? This is why when we expanded the playoffs, we should have kept the BCS system in place as far as how teams are ranked. Why did we get away from that? The problem wasn't the BCS system. The problem was we needed a playoff. That's it. You didn't need to change how teams were ranked. You just needed to change how many teams got into the playoffs. That's it. Yeah, what's the point of the games if suits, who are all they're worried about is money and name recognition, is going to decide based on they never tell us. None of us still know exactly what they base their stuff on. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Alabama will lose to Auburn, by the way, in the Iron Bowl. In my preseason prediction videos, I said Alabama would end up with 2 losses, and one of those losses would be on the road to Texas A&M. People said I was nuts, and especially after Texas A&M got off to a rough start and had an offensive no-show. It still happened. I'm telling you, Alabama I think it'll be to Auburn, and they won't make it to the SEC championship. I think A&M will. But if they do beat Auburn, they're definitely not beating Georgia. No. All right, guys. So there it is. 1 Georgia, 2 Alabama, 3 Oregon, 4 Ohio State, 5 Cincinnati, 6 Michigan, and 7 Michigan State. If it makes sense to you, explain it to me sometime, because I'm trying to understand it. And that's not saying I actually have a problem with the rankings. A lot of it does make sense. But based from last week to this week and what we value, head-to-head matters, then why is Michigan ranked ahead of Michigan State if head-to-head matters? And then they, well, hold on. Before that Michigan State game happened, we thought Michigan was a more complete team. And even though Michigan State beat Michigan, we felt like Michigan had a more complete team. And since Michigan State went on the road and lost to Purdue, that gives us the excuse to put Michigan ahead of Michigan State. There you go. There's your explanation. Head-to-head matters only if we don't think that the loser has a more complete team. If we think the loser has a more complete team, then head-to-head don't matter. So there's your criteria. That's the best I can do, guys. All right. Well, I appreciate y'all stopping by, watching the live playoff rankings come out. We'll see what this weekend holds in store for us. I'm sure there's going to be more. This is the year of chaos, guys. The year of chaos. Thank you, Joe Rogan, for the $5 super chat. You are now entered to win the full-size helmet of your choice and a prize up to $50 from TriStateWestCatch.com. So, good luck to you. And the live drawing will be Wednesday. I need to lock down a time real quick, and I didn't see any suggestions, so I'm going to do it myself. We're going to say 7 o'clock. Live drawing, 7 o'clock next Wednesday, right here on Golden Blue Dude. If you're entered into the contest, make sure to drop by and see if you win, because it's going to be a literal, like, it's not a computer generated, nothing like that. You'll literally see me write the names down, shuffle it around, and I will pick the name out, and that's how the winner will be decided. And I am happy to see that UTS is ranked. I don't disagree with that. I just didn't think the playoff committee would rank them, because they didn't last week, and they were as high as number 16 last week in the AP poll. So I just didn't have any reason for them to rank them this week. So good job on that, playoff committee. Good job. UTSA ranked. All right, that's the show, guys. Appreciate you stopping by. Next live show, call-in show, Saturday. I'll have my new mic, so you'll actually be able to call in and have back and forth with me. All right, so y'all have a good night, and we'll see you on Saturday. Appreciate you stopping by.